9:39, Kevin and Bean Show, Friday morning. Ralph is here with our final look at showbiz news for the week. Good morning, Ralph.
Hey, fellas, I love the showbiz lists.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I love to see people rate films and everything. It's all subjective. I mean, nobody really knows what's the best and what's the not, but I like to hear from people what they think of. For you, you're always right. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
Thank you.
But online, they recently did an online vote of the top 10 car chase scenes of all time.
It's bogus.
There's some great ones,
There are some great ones. So I wanted to recap it real quick, and then I'm going to talk to a guy, and you'll understand why in just a minute. Duel. This is a TV movie from 1972 that was directed by Steven Spielberg. This is the movie that got him the job doing Jaws, basically.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Yeah. It's about a businessman driving his car, and a giant 18-wheeler keeps chasing him. You never see the guy who's driving the big truck.
I've seen that on
trying
TV.
To bump him in the back and push him into the path of an oncoming freight train and tries to knock him off the road and everything.
I thought it was so cool because they never showed the driver, and you kept going, well, who's driving that? Why is he doing it?
And the actor, Dennis...
Hopper.
Dennis McLeod.
Weaver.
Dennis Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
He's freaking out, as you can imagine. Like, what do you want from me? And the guy's driving through phone booths that he's talking on the phone.
They never explain why he's doing it.
Great movie. The Italian. So anyway, this movie Duel I was just talking about, Steven Spielberg directed, 1972, TV movie. Mm-hmm. I can appreciate people who are fans of stuff because, I'm a big fan about Batman stuff, and I buy the little trinkets and stuff, and I buy the little memorabilia and little collectibles and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
There's a listener of ours named Neil who's such a huge fan of this movie Duel that he went out and bought the actual truck that's in the movie. Now that's a collectible.
The TV movie from 25 years ago or whatever?
He bought the 18-wheeler that's in the movie.
Neil?
Yes.
You bought the 18-wheeler that was in the movie?
Yes, I did. Though there was one they didn't wreck. Yes.
Really?
How did you, why, when, what's the story here?
I saw the movie when it came out in 1971.
Okay.
I was like 10 years old. It scared out of me.
Right.
And, I was a fan of the movie ever since when I was a kid. And, then I became a truck driver for a bunch of years. And somewhere in the mid-'80s, I found out there was an extra truck, the one they didn't wreck, and was looking for it. And right around 99 or 2000, I found out where this truck was. I went to see it and talked to the guy and ended up buying it.
What did you buy it for? How much?
I
know what a truck goes for.
$20,000.
20 grand.
I had to sell my brand new Harley to get it.
Wow.
And you display it in your living room?
No, but
what do you do with it?
I keep it at home in my driveway. I have some very tolerant neighbors, all 60 feet of it.
It's sitting in front of your house?
In my driveway.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
Well, it does do work occasionally, and this will make Ralph laugh. Actually, it comes out today in that it's actually in the movie Torque. It has a small part in that. It still works every now and then.
I see.
No kidding.
He leases it out.
Hey, if you were a truck driver, or still are, I don't know, why don't you just use that truck as your everyday truck?
Piece of crap.
Well, because
1971.
it hasn't had any fuel in the tank since 1971. It's not exactly up to specs for working.
Oh.
So.
It's a Peterbilt, right? Isn't it old
Yeah, it's a
Peterbilt?
1960 Peterbilt with a 5,000-gallon tanker on its back.
Now that it's 30 years on, do you still run into people who remember it and can recognize the truck when they see it?
I'm really surprised how many people do. I live here in Burbank, and they have a car show every Friday night at Bob's Big Boy, and once in a while I'll stroll in there with it, and I'm really surprised how many people recognize what it is and where it's from. I thought I was the only idiot who was obsessed with the movie, but
And did
How
you
do you stroll over to Bob's Big Boy with a giant 18-wheeler, by the way?
It doesn't have gas in it.
it definitely turns a few heads. And
Yeah.
Who drove it? I never found out.
the man who drove the truck, his name was Kerry Lofton. He died about 5 years ago, and he was also the head stunt coordinator in the movie Bullet, which Kevin has never seen.
Look at that.
Oh.
But
Why
did he hate Dennis Weaver?
It all ties
Because
together.
he passed him too many times.
Yeah.
And,
Weaver kept beeping at him and stuff.
yeah, he was the
passed him.
original road rage killer.
Road rage.
Neil, do you have anything else like that, or is this just your one weirdness?
This is my one weirdness. Yeah, this is the one, excess.
A $20,000 weirdness. Wow.
Neil, do you ever get the urge to black out the windows and go out there and just start screwing with people on the road, just banging into them?
I do when I take it down Forest Lawn Drive once in a while, and I do the Kerry Lofton wave, like wave the people around me, just like to come around and give me some funny looks.
You start ramming them from the back.
I like it.
Hey, Neil, let me ask you one more question. I know it wasn't strictly a remake of the movie, but a couple years ago, that Joyride film with Steve Zahn, very similar plot with a creepy truck that's following. Did you watch that? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. There's a lot of movies that have taken stuff from this movie, but yeah, I saw that, and it was definitely like Duel for the 90s.
And do you own
Yeah.
anything from that movie?
No,
Okay, Neil.
just Duel.
Thank you, Neil.
Thanks, Neil.
Hey, can I give a shout out about the web address for the truck?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
It still
sure.
works, and
No
anybody
one is
wants
interested,
to use
but-
the truck or for movies or stills, it's the Duel Truck, one word, at AOL.com.
The Dual Truck at AOL.com.
Yeah, and there's people want to see pictures. I've got extra pictures of it, whatever, blah blah blah, and all that stuff.
All right, easy, Neil.
All right, super fan.
Thank you very much, Ralph. I hope your Eagles do it this weekend.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay,
Very
Thank you.
nice
Bye.
of you.